part of taking care of your baby so far? One of like the hardest parts is probably remembering to like bring the baby wherever we go and not forgetting it in any classes. Like moms, for example, you can't leave the baby anywhere. You have to carry it. You have to carry it everywhere you go. So especially like when I'm getting lunch and I have a baby, it's hard to like hold.
It is really hard.
Yeah, it's hard to.
And like sometimes when we like have to do our sit works during classes, we have to like take care of our baby, like bring it everywhere you go inside the rooms, and just basically like you gotta think about your baby and think about school works too. So that's really hard and tough.
Yeah, that's probably one of the hardest parts is remembering that you have a baby and that you're not forgetting it anywhere. That's one of the most difficult parts of getting this baby, especially like when you're on your way to school, like not forgetting the baby.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the hardest parts, and then also like the schedule. Like who takes the baby one day?
Yeah, that's true.
You kind of have to like work out a system for it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just gonna be like really random. So like one person, like so say for instance, one person will take it home 4 days out of the 5 days, and the other person only has to take it home 1 day. That's kind of challenging.
And like before you go to school, while you're fixing yourself, you know, and everything, fixing your stuff before school, you still have to think about your baby, you know. Like, yeah, like it's just really tough to like always think about the baby and stuff. Yeah. Do you think you would be ready for a baby now? Why or why not? For me, I'm not ready to have a baby yet. I'm truly am not ready. Cause like I think personally that having a baby is like a commitment that you would take for the rest of your life. You have to be responsible enough, you have to be matured enough, and you have to be like altruistic enough to like give all the benefits for that baby. You know, you would sacrifice yourself just for that baby. So I'm not ready to do that yet. Cause like I'm too young and I have a lot of dream for myself. I have a lot of things that I wanted to get. I'll have a lot of ambition or goals that I wanted to achieve, you know. So if I would take that commitment to have a baby, I wouldn't be able to get my goals. I mean, I would be able to, but it's gonna make my life 10 times harder. So I wanted to, you know, focus on achieving that goal of mine, you know. So I'm pretty sure I'm not ready to have a baby yet. So yeah.
Right now, I don't think I'd be ready for a baby because of school, and I plan on going to college, so a baby right now would not be the best thing. And also financially, babies are pretty expensive, so I don't think I would want a baby because it is a lot of work. You have to carry it around everywhere, and I just really don't want one. And that would, plus you have to feed them constantly. They're always crying. You have to change their diapers, and yet when they get older, you're gonna have to chase them around, and that is just not something that I want to be doing right now.
How has your professions and work on the budget affected your perception on how expensive a baby is?
When we first got our jobs, we were making pretty good money.
Yeah.
And it was enough to like buy the baby what it needed, like the crib, the bassinet,
And buy all this stuff that we wanted to. So.
Yeah. But then something happened and our salary got cut in half.
That's really terrible.
So now we have to kind of like figure what the baby really needs and what it doesn't need at the moment. So that was one of the ways that our professions affected how much we can spend on the baby.
And yeah, and like before, like we were making a pretty good amount of salary, and we're able to buy what we wanted to, what we need, and like we basically like can enjoy our money, and you know, and then after that cut, like after our budget got cut, it was like really egregious. It was egregious, and like we really had to like keep track of everything that we buy just to like, you know, save more money and stuff, and it was really hard.
Yeah, 'cause before we didn't have to think about like what we were buying. Usually like, okay, we'll take that one, it doesn't matter. But now that our price got cut in half, we have to really pay attention to what we're buying and how much of it we're buying for the baby.
Yeah, we need to be frugal.
There we go.
Has your partner been supportive in this project so far? Name a highlight and low light of your experience so far. My partner has been very supportive. We have kind of like a schedule of like who keeps the baby, so that helps. And he takes it home some days, and then I'll watch it the next day during school, and then I'll take it home, and then he'll watch it at school. So the system kind of works out. And one of the I guess is like we both work together, and like some of the lows is like when we can't figure out who wants to take the baby, and like when we first started we didn't know who wanted to take the baby home first.
I think my partner, Andy Martin, has been very supportive in this project so far. Because like the first week that we got the sugar baby, he would take the baby home even though he uses his skateboard to get home. So like I imagined like that's hard. You have to like carry your baby while you're skating home. So like for me personally, that's hard. So I think, and he's not even complaining about it. He's like, just, you know, take it home. He's not even like, oh, take this baby since I'm using my skateboard. He's not like that. He's like really supportive, and he's willing to like do everything just for the baby. So I guess he's been very supportive. He's been really nice. He carries the baby during lunch while I'm eating, and he's not really complaining about anything. He's just really supportive, and this is the thing that I like. And yeah, I would say that he's been very supportive, because he would always he would always take care of the baby all the time at school. So yeah.
What would it be like to take care of a child that has the genetic disease you're studying? The genetic disease we're studying is diabetes, and what happens with diabetes is your body doesn't produce enough the amount of insulin that it needs, so it has to, you have to get a shot of insulin so that your body can take it, and some of the effects of that is that the baby has to watch what it eats. Like it can't eat as much sugar.
Yeah, we have to like really keep track of like how much sugar does he need, how much, like we just basically have to keep track of what he needs. We have to be strict on it, because like, you know, we don't want to like end up paying more money to just, you know, cure the baby.
And then the baby also has to exercise a lot, or not a lot, but it has to have what's the word? Or it has to have
Fit?
like a fit, like workout, so he's consistent. He has to have a consistent workout plan.
He has to be really healthy. And
He has to go to the doctor every couple of months, and we really have to watch what the baby eats. We can't buy him he can't eat like a regular bag of chips. We have to buy him like low sugar, low sodium foods, so that way his sugar doesn't get too high, or too low in taste. And
so we like, it's really hard to take care of a baby that has a disease, especially with diabetes. It's like
it's like non-stop.
Yeah.
You can't like lose track of how your baby's doing, because it could be deadly. Like it could have deadly effects on the baby.
Poor baby. Yeah. So yeah, we just have to keep track of sugar, reduce sugar, and keep track of what he eats. Yeah.
How is this project similar and different to what would you expect if you had a real child? We had to, carry this baby everywhere, all around. We got to make sure that this baby is well dressed. You basically have to dress it up. You have to put warm clothes. You have to put a beanie if you want to. You have to put something that can make him warm, and that's what we usually do as humans to babies, and that's the similarity that I found. If this sugar baby was a real child, I'd probably not go to school. I'd probably stop going to school, because I would focus my attention. I would focus myself to taking care of the baby, because you can't go to school while you're taking a baby. If you bring your baby to school, you would be able to take care of your baby and learn at the same time. Because you can't take care of your baby while you're doing works and stuff at school while you're learning. You can't pacify your baby if it cries during a lecture. So it would be really different from taking care it would be really different if this kid or sugar baby was a real child. So
If some of the similarities are that you can't forget your baby anywhere, and that you have to carry it everywhere you go. You can't leave it anywhere. For example, in Wong's classroom. And some of the differences are that this baby, it doesn't cry. You don't need to feed it. You don't need to change it. But as with the real baby, you'd have to feed it every 2 hours, change its diaper every 2 hours, make sure that it's always comfortable and that you're never forgetting it anywhere. And so those are some of the similarities between this project and having